I was looking through your old Instagram character videos and I had just liked all of them. Like Elizabeth Holmes is so dank. Like you doing like the freaking like the little microchip, but it's a fish oil pill. You guys, get deep in the Chloe archives. Yeah. Well, Chloe, it's lovely to see you in this context.
Lovely to see you, my friend.
Oh, it's been a year if it's been a day.
It really has, and here we are.
How long has it been, darling?
Since we've known each other?
I don't know.
8 years, maybe?
Probably,
7?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I was thinking about it, and I met you at Bueno Veno.
Oh my God.
Oh, did I say that right?
Bueno Vino.
Bueno Vino?
Yeah, that's just for the folks at home. That is an underground wine bar. Wine bar / open mic.
Comedy venue?
Comedy venue.
Yeah.
They do shows as well.
Yes. Your glowing skin.
Oh, stop.
A delicious hug.
Oh my God. Yeah. Were we doing a show?
I was I usually just go and then meet. Maybe you were. I don't know if either of us were. I think we were watching because Bueno Vino was the hot spot.
It was the hot spot.
It really was. Yeah.
We should go back.
We really should.
We should go back.
Do this at Bueno Vino.
We should. I would love that. Actors on Bueno Vino.
On Bueno Vino.
I love it.
Bueno Vino.
It was freaking 8 years ago. That's like so insane
I know.
To me.
Pre-hacks.
Yeah.
Pre-Snell.
Yeah, we did it. Up top.
We did it, baby.
Woo!
Woo!
Let's rock.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I always feel like that was like the Chloe trajectory. I feel like the first time I saw you, I was like, well, she will be on Saturday Night Live, of course.
That's very
of course.
Nice.
And like, that's so sick. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Obviously.
You met me before. I had like a clown phase.
Totally.
As one does in LA, you dabble in the clown community.
Totally.
And then that didn't work out. I got dumped by my clown teacher.
Is that so?
That is true. And I was kicked out of a clown production.
Oh no.
And then I was like, maybe I'll go after Saturday Night Live.
Was it at Lyric?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the clown thing was really popping off.
Yeah, they switched to the Elysian, of course.
Yes, of course.
And we wish them well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, because I remember you getting JFL.
Yeah.
Right?
2019.
2019. Mm-hmm. And then it was off to Hacks.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I know.
Yeah.
I auditioned for Hacks maybe 3 days before the initial COVID stay-at-home orders.
No way.
Yeah. And then the rest of the process was over Zoom, and then there was one very high-risk screen test on
in person with the masks and everything?
The tech was really booming at the time.
Right.
We had a screen between us, like a glass, almost as if a wheeled whiteboard was glass.
Oh my
God. Just me and Jane talking through it on a dark, empty soundstage.
Whoa. Do you remember what your scene was?
It was the audition scene in the pilot.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there was, I think one more, but yeah, it was we just were
Just
in there.
Sparks flying through a plastic wall.
Yeah, defying time and space.
Beautiful time.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
And obviously you've been on SNL for quite some time now. I will never forget that first fucking time you were on Update and you were wearing that red shirt.
The Reformation
so
dress.
Cute, yes. You were just fucking laying down the hits. I'm sorry, I be cursing. It was sick.
Yeah, and is she laughing or crying?
Neither, she's acting.
Do you feel still that jittery
Constantly,
excitement?
yeah. I feel like it's gotten worse somehow.
Oh,
it's
shit.
so healthy, so delightful.
Good.
Yeah, it never goes away.
Yeah.
It really doesn't, because it's live, which is scary. I don't know, for some reason it's so much scarier. Do you feel that? Is stand-up for you in a live space safe or scarier?
It is safe. I definitely have nerves before I take the stage, but I think they kind of melt when
you get out there. That's true.
Do yours sustain?
I had a panic attack before Moon Tower last night.
Oh, yeah, you just got back.
Yeah, the people.
Sarah Sherman,
Jake
a
Nordwin.
really funny LA comedian, Jake
Really
Nordwin.
funny LA comedian, Jake Nordwin.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing this again with you if you act like this. I just hadn't done it in a while. And then it was fine, and it was off to the races.
Yeah.
Also, I had made the mistake, I didn't realize how big the venue was. I should have Googled that.
Was it How many seats you
It
think?
was like 1,200, which
Okay.
isn't that big, but to try a bunch of new stuff is,
shit.
I don't think what stand-ups do. I don't really do it that much. And I was like, I'm gonna workshop some stuff before I go back on the show. Like ordered an Amazon JoJo Siwa costume day of.
Oh my
Showed
God.
up, Jeff Bezos, thank you.
Well, let me just say, Chloe has one of the original JoJos back in her other era. I think
My
2
COVID.
eras ago.
That was, COVID. Yeah.
I was looking through your old Instagram character videos, and I had just liked all of them. Like, Elizabeth Holmes is so dank. Like, you doing like the freaking, like, the little microchip, but it's a fish oil pill. You guys, get deep in the Chloe archives.
Yeah.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
Just so funny.
Losing my mind in Silver Lake.
Totally.
Pre the show. I feel like before things sort of happened, I know you were doing a lot of shows and stuff, but did you ever lose your mind in Los Angeles?
In just like doing LA comedy in LA.
Yeah, and just kind of stuck in traffic, sort of losing your mind.
You know, I don't mind traffic, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm interested in the solitude, you know? I'll roll down the windows, get that exhaust in the car.
Are you a podcast girl?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm big on Lost Culture.
Yeah,
Huge on Lost Culture.
beautiful.
Poog, of course.
Yes, I was gonna say.
The Daily, when I'm trying to turn down the vibes and get sad. And sometimes that's good.
Yeah.
And there's this one podcast called The Mushroom Hour that I really enjoy.
Because you like to forage,
I do, you know.
which shows up in the new season of Hacks.
That's true.
Don't think I didn't notice.
Okay, that's
Ava
right,
has a little
sister.
foraging moment, and I said,
does.
I wonder where that came from. You little mushroom gal.
You know, we gotta undo the mycophobia that has been spread by The Last of Us. We gotta remember these are tools for healing, guys.
They are.
Tools for healing.
Was it, because you guys took a break from the strike.
The air date will be like literally 2 calendar years
Oh my
between
gosh.
season 2 and 3, yeah.
And did you shoot it 2 years ago?
Yeah. on
Did
the other
anything
side.
change in the pause?
No, not really. And like in terms of the scripts, we're all in. We were
Yeah.
like ready to go. So
It's
But-
an amazing season.
thank you, dude.
It'll work better because of our relationship. What we make together is good because of it. And you know that, or else you wouldn't have asked me to come back here in the first place.
I was given the season recently, and I was like, oh boy, I have like a short amount of time. And then I could not stop.
Oh my
And I'm on
God.
very little sleep because I had to finish it.
That is so nice.
It was addictive. It's a binge, guys. It's a binge.
Thank you, Chloe.
It's so good.
Thanks.
I was really blown away. It's like to the 10th degree fantastic. And Ava has such an insane journey.
For sure. They just have really like hit their stride. The creators of Hacks,
Yeah.
Paul Downs, Jen Statsky, and Lucia Agnello, and all the writers. It's always been great, you know, but they're in a groove now. I feel it too, yeah.
It also, for me, is interesting to watch. It's sort of like when you're in Los Angeles and you do improv, you see all of your fellow improvisers in commercials. And then from comedy, I was like, oh my God, I know every single person in the show.
Yeah.
Like just the greats, just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it's really like a murderer's row of
LA.
of LA and New York comics.
Yeah.
It's great. They try to like really stack the show with
Yeah.
comedians.
Yeah.
Like a lot of what we've been talking about just lately as we talk about the show is just like how comedy is kind of dying, you know, like JFL is going out of business, a lot of venues are shuttering and
Yeah.
like it's just, you know, a different landscape for comedians
Totally.
after definitely like the internet and TikTok and like stuff like that, just kind of like the in-person spaces kind of dwindle.
Totally.
So it's tough, but
It's a
yeah,
double-edged sword.
totally.
I felt like I got into Instagram, to make this about myself, I apologize
Please do.
briefly, because I found open mics. I would be like the only girl, which was fine mostly. And then I was like, this is creepy. And I'm going to like Echoes Under Sunset or
Yeah.
like going downtown alone. And then when I found I could like show stuff online, I was like, oh, I don't have to put myself in this like weird environment. But then meeting you and like a bunch of other women in comedy is such a gift in that way.
Yeah. I think it's probably much different now. I mean,
Yeah.
when we were starting,
Yeah.
that's certainly the case, you know?
Yeah.
Like that was something that, you know, night after night, I totally hear you on that. I feel that. But I'm happy that there are a lot more gals on the mic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, obviously I love like the JoJo, the Elizabeth Holmes, like all those like Chloe archive stuff. Like, were you working on those online with the thought of like, oh, I would put this together for like my screen test? And like, what characters did you do for your screen test?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think it was a combination. I think the internet started as like a dating app for me, if I'm being completely honest.
Totally.
And I always wanted to date somebody funny, and I felt like it was just a way to like show comedy, I just refused to be on Tinder, but Instagram was my way. I don't know why I thought like dressing like a small child from Dance Moms was gonna like get me what I wanted. But that was sort of like the impetus. And then I think it was like I had auditioned in like, I wanna say like 2017, and then, it's the longest process. And then I auditioned again, and then I was on hold for a year, but I couldn't tell anybody. And then if like people found out, I felt like I would lose it or something. So it was sort of a way to like keep them interested. And also I love putting out front face in comedy, and it feels good. And then, when I went to do my first audition, it was so long ago, it was when Big Little Lies was all the rage.
Oh my God.
So I sort of took a lot of impressions and had them auditioning for Big Little Lies.
So funny.
And then I have a character who was formerly Queef.
The artist formerly known as Queef,
Artist formerly known as Queef.
No need to clarify.
Who became Uli briefly on the show, but that involved a lot of duct tape. She's
Sure,
from Burning
stickers.
Man. Yeah, so I remember like going in, and it was like Lauren and Kate McKinnon, I remember, was there, and I like ripped my shirt off and just had duct tape, locked eyes with Michael Che.
Nice.
I was like, hello.
Some absolute legends. Who
Yeah.
are like your guys? Who's your class of SNL? Like
My class of, right
who's
now?
your like favorite
the people I
the
came
class
up on?
that
Yes.
yeah is like your ultimate.
I mean, Kristen Wiig for sure, like all of those. Bill Hader, Kristen Wiig, that was high school. I really freaked out when Molly Shannon came and hosted, because that was childhood for me. Yeah, superstar. It's surreal. It's surreal to be like these people who like formed
Totally.
comedy is crazy.
And you're like with all these people, they're coming through the show.
They're coming
Like
through the
you're just
show.
getting to interact with all these
Yeah.
influences.
Yes.
Is that wild?
It is. It's gotten better. I remember the first time, my first year was when Will Ferrell hosted.
Oh, totally.
And I thought I did fine that week. Turns out I bombed the hardest I've ever bombed.
No.
And where I was sitting at our table read, he was like directly across.
Perfect.
And again, thought I was fun. I'm kind of delusional. And then at the end, we do our good night hugs. And then he was like, keep going, Chloe, like hang in there, it gets better.
No.
And I was like, was I that bad that you're giving me a pep talk? And then like Kristen, when she first hosted, I was like, ah. But then like recently I felt like, okay, I can actually be kind of normal around these people.
She's God to me. Yeah.
Totally. And I think that's what it is, the gods. You deal with that.
Totally.
How are you? Are you okay?
I mean, how much time you got? This is only 40 minutes, y'all. No, I'm chilling, yeah. No, but it's cool, yeah. So many like legends come through.
Yes.
We just had Helen Hunt and
know.
like
She's amazing.
she's
terrifying.
so scary in it.
She's so scary.
And then we're like chilling at the chairs and she's just being like so cool and chill. And like
incredible.
Yeah, she's sick. And like obviously Susie Essman and like Jane Addams, who plays my mom, like all these
legends.
comedic legend
Totally.
women who are just like
I was
so
blown
lovely.
away by Jane Addams.
She is a raw nerve.
Yes.
She makes me crack up like no other person on this earth, genuinely. Like now I have to prepare because I know that like once the scene is technically done, she's going. We're going, it's 5 more minutes, and she's just improvising and we're
Like the
getting in there. It's so fun.
Christmas
She's
stuff.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas episode's so fun.
Unhinged. I like Unhinged.
Yeah.
How did Christina Hendricks happen? Was that in the script?
That it was her.
Yeah.
She wasn't cast when we got the script, but I think that's who they envisioned. She's wonderful, and I'm the biggest Mad Men fan on planet Earth. Like, I
Yeah.
had Mad Men posters in my college dorm. Like, it's like that level. You know, like, what a fat head is?
No.
Like those, like, life-size stickers that look like 3D of, like, sports,
yes.
of, like, athletes and stuff. I basically
I didn't know
had...
they were called a fat
Or that's
head?
maybe like one company that does it.
Okay.
It's a big sticker.
Okay.
We could just, so, but I had like that equivalent of like the Don Draper like outline. Like I was such a Mad Men head. And so I'm like, what do you mean Christina Hendricks is doing
Right.
this part? Like it just blew my mind.
I'm not going to give anything away, but I was like talk about a plot twist.
Oh my God.
I knew that there was this hot, passionate makeout because I had seen the Evan Ross cats of her throwing you down on a bed, and I was like, that's awesome, congrats.
Thanks, dog.
Found it. And then she's a Republican psychopath who wants to
crazy.
piss on you.
It's perfect. Yeah.
You're a gay Republican? How does that make sense?
You're a co-producer pretending to be a caddy. How does that make sense?
I don't know. It doesn't. I was just trying to be a good person, and ethical consumption is fucking impossible. Where's my shirt?
Was any of that improvised?
I think the cut is pretty true to the script.
Wow.
Yeah. But like, that was so crazy. And I think we shot that before the big break. So by the time it came out again, I was like, damn, like I felt like a viewer as well.
Yes, of course.
It was so far away.
Hot, passionate chemistry you guys have.
Oh, look, you go to work, you do what you can do.
Right.
It's really fun.
I was blown away.
And speaking of chemistry, I'm like this Ryan Gosling sketch, the Erin Brokovich spoof.
Stupid.
So funny and dumb and amazing.
You know, just 25-year-old movie reference.
No, but it's like so iconic.
Thank you.
How was that? What was the writer makeup on that?
I write with a person we know, Jake Nordwind.
Great comedian
in LA.
Awesome guy, yeah.
Awesome, great guy. And he had written the engagement sketch, which they had done at the Groundlings, which was really cool to see it like come to life with Ryan Gosling.
Oh, sick.
And he was like, you're in this, but I had no ideas. And I had gone to work delusional, like having rewatched Magnolia. Again, another 25-year-old movie reference, even though we're trying to like speak to the gens.
Yeah, the kids.
And Julianne Moore's like meltdown in the farm where she's like, F you, M-F-er, I can't cuss on it, M-F-er, F you. And we were trying to do something with like pharmacy, but then my homework was to like, okay, maybe it's like a bunch of like actory performances and they're doing like pharmacy lecture. Like this is where ideas. And you're like, maybe. And I went to bed with a full panic attack. And then we went to work the next day and I was showing the clip to Jake, and Jake was the one who was like, oh, what if it's just like
This
numbers, letters?
Love it.
Yeah, wrote
That's
it
so
in an
cool.
hour. He was down to do it. Yeah, sometimes they take forever, and
Yeah.
sometimes they're fast.
I hear from all the folks that it's like, y'all have crazy hours, huh?
Yes, we do. When I started, Monday wasn't really a shift day, and now people are clocking in 11 a.m. on Monday.
Is that so?
Yes, to get ahead and have ideas. I think I love the group I'm with right now. Everyone's like so driven and hungry, but I do wish Mondays could be chiller. And then we'll pitch to the host Monday night. That's when the panic starts to come in of like, I don't know what I'm... Because sometimes you'll have an idea and then you like lock eyes with Ryan Gosling or Jacob and you're like, oh, but maybe it's this other thing.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, like, you know, if I'm lucky, I'm home at like 2 a.m, sometimes 4 a.m. Damn. I used to sleep over briefly. Luckily, I don't do that anymore.
Wow.
It was disgusting.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's just kind of all over the place. But sometimes like the best stuff happens down to the wire, you know?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah. And lately I feel like my worst ideas are the ones that like get reworked into like when Kristen hosted, we did this Maison du Bang
So funny.
French variety sketch, which started as I had the idea where we were beef DJs. Like that's how bad I am at pitching to writers.
I love that format, like especially when you guys can get in there and like just get that like variety of characters in this like one specific time. Cutting away to that kid smoking with the champagne.
Yes.
It's really cute.
Tiny kid. It's funny with children, they have to like hold it, but they can't put it to their mouth.
Union rules.
Sorry about that.
That was so silly fun.
Yeah.
I love that sketch.
Thanks.
Dude, Pilates as well. I saw you doing your own stunts over there. How was that?
I do Pilates as I call it. Hero Sullivan had the idea of like Pilates horror, and I was like, yes, now, yes.
Totally.
And it was like this language I could speak of all the years of like Los Angeles Pilates classes and weird teachers and the tuck.
You tapped into something real. I have experienced the like reformacore,
Yeah.
like insane crazy. And you're looking around and all these women are just like so in it. And I'm like,
100%.
I can't do any of this shit.
Yeah, and it is like the pregnant women are like the most. It's all, and then we wanted to add this, but it's always like a woman in her 70s is like the strongest person in the class.
Oh my God, truly, she's doing the craziest resistance.
Yeah.
That's
It was
so
great.
cool.
I felt bad. We were like, hey, so yeah, we need like 10 reformers. And they were like, okay, there's $6,000 each. Like, they like built some of them. Like, it's so last minute.
Yeah.
Who are these women?
The vibe is bad. Most of the women are ex-dancers or first-time moms.
Everyone, just follow what Naomi's doing.
We were happy it all came together. Mike Diva directed it. He does music videos. He's amazing. But it really was like, oh my God, are they gonna have to build reformers in like 4 hours? But somehow we got them in New York, which was good. I don't know why this makes me think of this, but one of my favorite episodes in the new season is when you guys get lost in the woods together. And the way that Deborah's like aging, but also becoming so much younger at the same time. And I felt like that was really amplified in that.
That's such a great episode. It feels like, and Jean's talked about this, like everyone's experience when you get up there. Like, you know, it's something that is also interesting, I felt, to juxtapose like with the state of the climate, like limited time, you know?
Yeah.
God, fuck! Oh my God. Okay, what are we gonna do? We should put it in rice. Rice? Where are we gonna find rice?
That episode was really exciting. It felt like very different. You know, it's kind of a bottle episode. It's like kind of just like
Love
contained. The creators of Hacks, Paul Downs, Jen Statsky, and Lucia Agnello, they wanted it to feel different visually. Like the visual language of the episode is different. There's a lot of like oneers and a lot of like just stuff that feels like different from like our normal like upbeat style, just like in the edit.
The fall was like,
I know. Oh my God.
it was too real.
Oh my
I was
God.
worried.
It was so frightening.
Yeah.
And like that was a tough thing to shoot, and so we had to do it all like over and over again. And it was like, oh God, I felt so bad for the incredible stunt woman who was doing it.
Deborah has this line, and I'll butcher it, where she's like, I don't have time on my side. Like if I want to do something, I have to do it now. If I want to achieve this goal or this dream, it's like immediately. And I thought that was such an interesting thing that I've never heard explored or said. How did thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think like one thing about Hacks is like it is able to capture like the experience of that character, because we do have women who are both stand-up comedians and like of Jean's generation in the writer's room. Carol Leifer being one of them. Yeah.
Wow.
So they're able to tap into that reality, and the best thing to hear is that like there are women out there who feel like seen by that, you know?
Totally.
And it's really cool to be a part of.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm getting motivated.
gotta get up.
Now.
Seize the day.
Did you guys know each other before the show?
No.
You just met behind a screen?
We met behind a screen.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, she called me the night before because she's a class act.
That's beautiful.
And she just said like, I know it's gonna be weird tomorrow because there's like, you know, these like protocols that we gotta do, but she just said like, I think you're funny and I'm really looking forward to it and we're just gonna have fun. And I was like, nice thing. She didn't need to do that. Like, so sweet.
That's
and
amazing.
Just made me feel
I feel like what I love about the show so much is I feel like I see your real love for her come through the character. There's so much heart to the show, and to see that happen with women is so touching and special, and it's real. Like, she has to love her. And like when you give her these, you know, advice, it's so heartfelt.
Yeah, I love her. Yeah. And, you know, it's like, obviously there's like a very climactic moment in the end, and like even though there's so much pain in that moment, it like comes from that deep love and and drawing on like the reality that could have been like violated or tampered with. So I think love is like the basis of all the work, even the stuff that's like more intense and aggressive and maybe confrontational and conflict based too. You know.
I was very nervous last night watching it because I knew that there was this like plot twist. And I just, for some reason, I just like got it wrong. And then I was so surprised.
You and me both.
Yeah,
I didn't see it coming.
Like, I didn't see it coming. And I had all these much worse outcomes. And because you would text me and you're like, lock yourself in a room, like lower the blinds, like, you're gonna need a moment. And I fully had like panic, like I was watching a horror film. And luckily, I think it's a great plot twist. What do you feel about Ava?
I'm really happy with bad girl Ava.
Yeah.
Ava bad girl boss. Ava mafioso. Ava black male. I'm living for her. Yeah, I think she had, no choice in that situation. Good. And I feel like it'll be interesting also for Jean and I to, God willing, next season, like potentially play into like that dynamic. I think it would be interesting, like what their feud brings. You know?
Right, and like the confines of late night and trying to rework this thing is so interesting. Ooh, I'm excited.
Wait, Queen.
Yeah.
You're in a Francis Ford Coppola movie? What the H? Talk about that.
My friend, sometimes people go to weird shows that you don't expect.
Really? Yes, I love that.
It was me, Io, Patty Harrison, Stacey Osei-Kuffour doing a wake. It was like the wake of 2019.
Oh,
it became a show.
Yeah.
Meg's in the
Amazon
when they made
thing.
it. So pre-Amazon, we did this thing. We were like, Patty and Io crushed. I was like Ivana Trump and Melania FaceTiming, and I guess Francis was there, and he like offered it from my weird.
That's awesome.
Melania thing.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah, you just never know who is there. And also I was like, why? I was so surprised. Yeah, I mean, it's the dream. Like I feel like you and I are doing the same thing, but we came at it kind of different. Like comedy into a beautiful, gorgeous, stunning actress. Actress kind of struggle, fail, comedy, like kind of acting. So for me, it was like back to what I love.
Yeah.
And
how do you find that? Because obviously, like, you've done acting outside of sketch, but like, how do you find the transition just being in like that mode of sketch comedy and then going into like something that's totally different and there's no laughs and you're doing, it's like.
Yeah, I feel like the one thing that I feel is the overlap is like the ability to play. I know that's corny, but improv and trying new stuff. And I feel like the actors I really admire, like you have Adam Driver and Aubrey Plaza and like, they just have new choices and it's sort of the same in that way. I definitely weirdly feel more at home in the acting stuff just because I feel like I'm like really late in life to comedy. Like I feel like I started at like 20. I feel like my first comedy show till I was like 27. I didn't get SNL till 30. So yeah, it's freeing, but it's all insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, I guess it would be kind of the opposite for me because I had no real aspirations of acting. It was just stand up, like purely, people are in the crowd and they're like, I'm a Hollywood agent and I think you can do more.
Totally.
It would be more lucrative. And I'm like, what do you mean,
Right.
And so they're like, you should go, try that. I have found it to be one of the most rewarding experiences. I love stand up. It is like my first love, but I feel like acting is like, it's just nice to collaborate with other people. Stand-up is this thing, it's totally in a vacuum. You're just like a one-man band. And like, I love doing this thing that feels like similar at its core.
Yeah.
But just getting to like feed off of other people and like collaborate with and laugh with like the friends and the homies. Like, it's just so beautiful. Yeah.
Totally.
I love it.
And I think we're kind of so lucky to not just be actors and to have this other thing.
Totally.
It's really such a gift. I often find like the most sane people on SNL are the stand-ups because like no matter, first of all, you're used to bombing,
Never
which
heard
I
that
feel
before.
like
Most sane people are the comedians.
The most sane people. No, but I feel like they're more level-headed in the sense that like you bomb at work maybe, but then you go out and you have laughter and like, it's like a life raft for yourself in a way.
Yeah,
Do you feel that?
I do. It is that thing that will always be there,
Yeah.
And you can just pick it up and go out and you don't have to, no one has to give you any permission and no one has to grant you the, access to it,
Ageless.
Totally.
It's for the Avas and the Debras.
That's right. That's right.
I did always feel that though, like comedy felt like such a freeing thing to enter because it didn't matter what you looked like, how old you were, what you sang. And comedy auditions, I always like, that was when I was in LA, it was like, oh, none of us are the same. And we're all auditioning for this same thing, which I thought was like so beautiful about comedy where, I don't know, when I tried to do acting normal. It was like me and a bunch of 16-year-old like Russian models, and that was harder for me.
I love acting normal.
Normal acting.
Parentheses normal. I love it. Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. I mean, we are all just like throwing spaghetti at the wall with the old comedy, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
It's a beautiful thing.
And I have to say, Chloe, it's an honor to be on you.
On me?
Yeah, just actors on actors. I'm on you, you're on me. It's really, I'm happy to be on you.
Two ladies in gowns, cross-legged, on each other.
45 people over there, no problem.
Totally
They're all silent.
normal.
What's up, y'all?
Haven't seen
We
each
can see
other
you.
in a while.
Okay? Now you're on camera. now that you're in the hot seat. Doesn't feel too good, does it? You're smiling. I see you.
I'm
okay?
happy you're over there. The sweat that is happening on this vintage dress right
I
now.
don't mind a pheromone.
You don't?
Let that stuff fly.
Mushrooms,
You know what I mean?
pheromones,
Gowns. You heard it here first. You know, what can we say? We'll see you later. We'll talk to you later. Okay? You get home safe now. We'll talk to you.
Oh, he's sliding away.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.